morning students. Today we are starting with chapter number 2, animation tool Synfig. In this presentation we will see multimedia authoring tools. Here we will see 3 types of multimedia authoring tools and brief introduction about animation software Pencil and Synfig Studio. So let's move. Multimedia authoring tools. To create a multimedia presentation using multimedia building blocks, that is the multimedia elements, all we have seen in chapter number 1, we need an application program known as multimedia authoring tools. These authoring tools provide the important framework to organize and edit the multimedia elements like graphics, sound, video and animation. Multimedia building blocks are covered in chapter number 1. Okay. Types of authoring tools. Generally, the authoring tools are classified as card or page based authoring tool, icon or event based authoring tool, and time based authoring tool. Now what is card or page based authoring tool, what is icon or event based authoring tool, or what is time based authoring tool? Let us see one by one. Card or page based tools. In card or page based authoring tools, the elements are organized as a pages of book or a pile of cards. We can see a simple example of flashcards we have seen. Like all the flashcards are put all together and one by one we are presenting our content. The authoring tools link these pages into an organized sequence. This type of tools are useful when different elements can be viewed individually like the pages of book. Some example of card based authoring tools are HyperCard and Multimedia Toolbook. These are the two softwares using card or page based methodology. This is the example of HyperCard. Icon or event based tools. In icon or event based authoring tools, the elements are organized as object in a structural framework or a process. Here we need to build a flowchart of events or tasks and then add the elements as per the structure. Some example of icon or event based authoring tools are AuthorWare and Icon Author. This is the AuthorWare example. Now in icon or event based authoring tools, all the elements are put as a interactive object. We are having certain buttons to activate that particular event or particular element. Okay. Next is time based authoring tools. In time based authoring tools, the elements are organized along a timeline. They are useful when we want to give a message that has beginning and end. The elements are displayed as per the time or location of the event. Time based authoring tools are most popular amongst all. Some example of time based authoring tools are Synfig, Pencil, Macromedia, Flash and Director. This is the screenshot of timeline. Now in time based authoring tools, all the multimedia elements with their particular length are added onto the timeline and they are played in a sequence as per their occurrence or as per their location. Right? Here we are playing the elements, we are playing the multimedia elements as per our structure. Okay, let's move. Types according to the availability in the market. Now these are the types we have seen as per their methodology, how they are working as a software, how they are working. Now we are seeing the software types as per the market availability. As per the availability in the market, multimedia authoring tools can also be categorized as proprietary software and open source software. Now what is proprietary and what is open source? Let us see one by one. Proprietary software. The softwares or tools designed by the private companies under closed development model are proprietary software. They are available in the market with certain price and strict licensing policies. Example, Adobe, Macromedia and Microsoft products are proprietary softwares. Open source softwares. The software available in the market with almost free of cost and under free licensing policy. Now what is free licensing policy? Free licensing policy says that the copy we have downloaded or we have purchased with the nominal cost are licensed copy, and if we are providing the same copy to any other person, that copy is also a licensed copy. They are mostly freely downloadable from internet. They are developed by the designer communities and provided for the public use. They are provided under free licensing policy. Example, Synfig Studio, Pencil, OpenOffice, etc. Let us see Pencil. This is the interface screen of Pencil. Pencil is a 2D animation software that allows us to create traditional hand-drawn animation using both bitmap and vector graphics. It can be freely downloaded from www.pencil-animation.org. It is available for various operating systems like Linux, Windows and Mac OS. In our syllabus, Pencil is just to understand the interface. We are not having any kind of practical using Pencil. Next is Synfig Studio. Synfig Studio is a time-based multimedia authoring tool available as open source. It is freely available over internet. It can be downloaded from www.synfig.org. It is a 2D vector animation software released in 2005 under GNU GPL. GPL stands for General Public License. It is designed to provide film quality animation with fewer people and resources. As we know, open source softwares are designed by the community, that is a designer community, and Synfig Studio is designed by such community only. This is the interface of Synfig Studio. It is available for various operating systems like Linux, Windows and Mac OS X. The first version of Synfig was 0.61.05. Synfig stores the animation in XML format, often compressed using gzip. File extension are, if it is uncompressed, then extension will be .sif, and if it is in compressed form, it has an extension .sifz. Normally when we save the file, it will be automatically saved in the form .sifz. Okay. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. So this is all about the theory part. Let's move to the practical. We will see the interface of Synfig Studio. Okay, so here we are starting with Synfig Studio. So how to start? Click on Applications, then Graphics, and then select Synfig Studio. You can see the interface of Synfig Studio looks like this. Now here, this portion is called Toolbox. This portion is called Toolbox. This is your main work area, and the checkerboard is your canvas. Okay, we will see all the different tools of Toolbox one by one, but let us see first the interface. Then this portion and this portion, this horizontal dock dialogues and this is vertical dock dialogues. Now this contain different panels, like this parameter panel, this is keyframe panel, then this is canvas browser, this is palette editor, then this is navigator, this is info panel, then transform tool, then history panel, layers, sets. These are the different panels which are available as a tab in horizontal and vertical dock dialogs. Okay, now here this is my canvas. Whatever the work we will do, that will be saved over canvas only. So first of all, I'll resize it, or I'll zoom it from here. You can see the percentage value. Okay, now suppose I want to create a rectangle over here. So what I'll do, I'll select a rectangle tool from toolbox and create a rectangle. By default it has white color. Suppose I want to change the color, then I can select this palette editor. From here, suppose I am selecting this yellow color. From this bucket I can add a color. Okay, so this is how we are using rectangle tool. Now as soon as we create a rectangle, the rectangle layer is automatically created over here. Now suppose I am creating a new layer called circle. So I'll select the circle from here. I'll select the color, other color, and create a circle. By selecting this tool, transform tool, I can manage its position and its size. Okay, now these points, every object we create has certain points like this. These are the points, these are the points. These points are called ducts. These points are called ducts. Now different ducts have different uses. Like this green duct is used to set the position, and blue duct is used to resize the radius. Okay, now see, first I have created a rectangle, then I created circle. So I can see two layers, rectangle layer and circle layer. Now suppose I am again creating a star, selecting different color from here and creating a star. Okay, now you can see I have created rectangle, then circle, and then star. Okay, now you can see here the circle is overlapped over the rectangle and star is overlapping the circle. Means the top layer will be overlapping the bottom layer and bottom layer will be the backward side. Now suppose I want to change its properties, then I can select any of the layers. Suppose I want to change the property of circle, then I am selecting the circle. All the attributes of circle are displayed over here. See, initially it looks very clumsy, very tough, but as you start using, it will be very easy. By selecting star layer, I can see the properties of star. Okay, if I am selecting more than one layer, then I can see only the common properties. Okay, means I can see only those properties which are common in these two. Suppose I am selecting these two, then the properties will be displayed which are common for both. Okay, so this is the interface. Okay, so in next practical we will see how to work with Synfig. So till then, goodbye.